First, I'd like to start off with saying thanks for everyone that has liked, commented, and subscribed. So technically, this is a little longer than a 1 month review. I've been riding the bike for roughly about 6 weeks now. I put about 130-ish miles on it so far. So I figured I'd just do kind of a 5 likes and 5 dislikes for the bike. So number 1, up front, I think the price is probably about as good as you're gonna get for an enduro bike. I know that you can get other bikes for around the 2,000-ish mark, but they're generally not enduros. They're gonna be a trail bike. I think you get considerably more with an enduro style bike than you do a trail bike. Number 2, for some people this would be a negative, but for me it's definitely not, and it's that it doesn't have any lockouts for the suspension front or rear. I don't feel a lot of bob while I ride the bike. I generally enjoy climbing with it, so for me it's a positive. So number 3 would be going downhill. I think simply the 65-degree head angle, the 780mm bars, and the general ergonomics of the bike for me and my 5'10" height it's been amazing to go downhill with. So it just really breeds confidence for me. Number 4 would be the components that it came with, like the fork, the shocks, the brakes, the drivetrain are just amazing for the money. The only thing I've had issues with so far is really the SX derailleur, and I'll get to that in the cons. And if you watched my previous video, you saw that I've already swapped that out with the GX. And number 5 would be the looks of the bike. I think it's just a good looking bike. So for cons or negatives, I would say the derailleur cable, the damage was quite extensive, that it was basically kind of rubbing itself raw. There's no grommet in the back as the derailleur cable comes out of the bike. Now that was fixed with the GX upgrade that I did. It does reroute the cable slightly and makes the cable routing perfect. It's obvious that the SX was more of a afterthought. Number 2 would be obviously the SX rear derailleur. It was crap. I purchased the GX. It fits considerably better. It shifts considerably better. If you'd like to know a little bit more about what I liked or didn't like about the GX, you can watch my previous video. Number 3 would be some squeaky bearings, which I quickly remedied with just torquing everything down, and that went away. I noticed that few of the bearings were not at the torque spec that the manufacturer requires. Number 4 would be the bike came tubeless ready, but I don't see why they couldn't just throw the correct valves and some sealant in there. I know they're not mass producing and sitting these bikes in a warehouse for years at a time. They pretty much sell out every year, so I don't see why they couldn't just prep it and have it ready to go. I'd say number 5 would be the wait time for parts and the lack of the updated website. The website still doesn't show 2020 parts. I emailed asking for which derailleur I should buy for my bike, and they basically just showed me gave me a link to the 2018-2019. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I just threw a bunch of clips in from previous rides over the last month. So thanks for watching.